So, Mark, it's all official. Life is becoming MGM Rewards, and we know everything. MGM trickled out the information, kind of took all the negative stuff and put it first, and then released all the good stuff so everybody would forget about the bad stuff. But we're here to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of MGM Rewards. What do you think of the name to start off with?
Should we just call it Caesar's Rewards?
Yeah, maybe.
It's basically like they ripped off the name and then they kind of ripped off the program, but not quite as good as Caesar's Rewards and a lot harder, more difficult to get the status. So it's weird. I mean, overall, it feels like they added a lot of perks, to a program, especially in the mid to lower tiers that didn't really offer people much, in the way of any meaningful perks. So that's good to see, but they also made it a lot more difficult to earn. So it's kind of like a mixed bag. I guess it depends on how you're looking at this. If you're a gambler, it's probably not a huge difference, like more plus than minus. But if you earn status through spending on property and stuff like that, this is a big hit to you, and you'll probably be knocked down a tier from where you were last year, or previous years.
Now, the good news is we have some ways to sort of bypass that. We'll talk about that later in the show, but let's talk about how they changed all the verbiage. Express comps have now become MGM Rewards points, which, as you say, they can be redeemed across all their properties. And that's really good. This program will be across all of MGM's properties nationwide. So whether you're in Biloxi at Beau Rivage or in Las Vegas at Bellagio, it's going to work. And now the regular points are now slot dollars. So they just basically changed the names of everything else. But we'll talk later about how you earn, tier points and how you qualify for status, because that's really what the big change is for this. MGM Rewards will launch on February 1st, and they're allowing the rest of January you qualify for last year. So January 2022 is like an extra month towards qualifying
Ooh.
for your status. Yeah, and now let's talk about the good, because I feel like we'll lead with the positive, and then we'll end with some of the concerns that we have for the program, because there is some good stuff that happened. We talked about one of the good things is it's a unified program across all of their properties. So if you are an MGM loyalist, it's now more uniform in the way that you earn and where you can redeem. And let's get the big benefit out of the way here. The one that I think most people are like going to be very excited about. If you have gold status, they're going to waive your resort fees. How's that going to work exactly?
Yeah, so it's very similar to Caesar's Diamond status, where if you have a gold, platinum, noir status, when you go stay at the hotel, even if you had comp nights, a lot of times. Now, sometimes they would give you a comp and include the resort fee, like waive the resort fee. Other times you'd get a comp and you'd still get hit with a $50 bill. Or we see these rooms in January and February for like $20, $25, but you always had to pay that 35, 40, $50 fee. So it didn't make it such a great deal compared to if you had Diamond with Caesars, you could pay that $20. So with this new, perk, you should be able to just check in and pay whatever the going rate is, and if you check into your online account, you even get a better rate than what publicly is available. So you could be paying like $9. I know some people are seeing like $9 rooms this time of year. So stuff like that, pretty crazy. But it's awesome that it's waived. Resort fees are a big trigger for people, and especially in Vegas. So it's good to see another way to get those knocked off the bill for sure.
All right, and a couple other kind of perks that were added. Pearl status, they get concert tickets or event tickets, but it's not really a guaranteed benefit, right? It's like based on their account, and it's going to be targeted. And also there's tier achievement dinners, $100 for gold, $200 for platinum, $500 for noir. You have to earn the status in order to get those, but also, as you point out, very similar to what Caesars does for their players as well. So yeah, it seems like a lot of the new perks were inspired by Caesar's Rewards in trying to kind of bring them even, but getting rid of the resort fees. We hear this a lot from people. Resort fees are the big thing people hate, and this is a way to do it, even if you have to get to gold status, which we'll talk about in just a second.
They're just going to double down on the parking fees. They're going to make them twice as much. Make it up that way. No, I mean, we did see Pearl drop from 25,000 tier credits needed to 20,000, so that was an improvement. But the rest stayed at the same levels. And I know we're going to talk about the changing and earning in a little bit, but that was kind of surprising. I would have expected them, to adjust them with how much they slashed earning levels, to adjust the need down. So, I mean, 75,000 tier credits is a lot, especially when you're slashing the earn rate. So, they're making it difficult to get the free resort fees, and unless you do a stats match, which we'll talk about later. But, it's good to see for sure.
All right, and one other improvement before we get into some more of the bad and the ugly, even though you sort of hinted at it, they launched a new website, new mobile app, so everything's sort of fresh, the interface. Also, better integration with BetMGM, their sportsbook app. So, like I said, really bringing the program into the modern era. But yeah, let's talk about the bad stuff. You're earning one MGM reward point per dollar on all your eligible dining and hotel spend. So basically, like 1% back is what it works out to be. How does that compare to some of the other programs for just everyday spend?
Yeah, that's, in line with what Caesars gives. They give 1 point per dollar rewards credits for anything you're spending on property, at the stores, shops, all that stuff. So it is basically everything is usually worth 1 cent per point. So it's basically 1% back on your spend, which isn't great, but hey, at least it's something.
Now, you used to earn basically a fixed rate when you were gambling as far as points and tier credits and stuff like that. The bad would certainly be now they've done away with that. When you're gambling, everything is sort of based on the game that you're playing, the time that you play, and it's using whatever secret formula that they use. Is that pretty much in line with what Caesars and everybody else is doing, or is?
Yeah, for slot games, I feel like it's pretty much laid out there. Like if you bet $10 on a video poker slot, you're going to earn 1 tier credit, stuff like that. Like it's pretty well explained on sports betting. You'll earn this and everything. So this is more in line with like the table games, how they work, and that's kind of a mythical average daily theoretical loss is what they base it off of, and comps and everything. So when you play table games, you never really know what you're going to earn until you see it like the next day. So that's kind of how this will roll out. I'm sure people will figure out what games pay out better, which ones, this could end up working in the favor of bigger bettors, depending on the machine they play and stuff like that. I'm assuming if you're playing a machine that has a bigger house advantage, you'll get better rewards credits. So, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough to keep all of this stuff straight. Let's move on to tier credits. Now, tier credits are the thing that you need to earn in order to qualify for status with MGM Rewards. As you said, you need 20,000 tier credits for Pearl status, 75,000 for Gold status, 200,000 for Platinum status. You used to earn 25 tier credits per dollar, and now you're going to be earning 4 tier credits per dollar on your spend. So, for example, to get Platinum, you would theoretically need to spend $50,000 at MGM properties. This is really the devaluation, right? They've added some benefits to the tiers, but they've made it significantly harder to earn status by cutting that tier credit earnings from 25 per dollar to 4.
Yeah, I do wonder, a lot of the big gamblers probably won't notice a difference because they earned it through gambling. They're getting comps on property for hotel rooms and restaurants and rewards credits or express comps and all that stuff to use on site. So they probably won't notice much of a difference, but anybody that was kind of like a middling game player that, had to pay cash on weekends and stuff like that, or would go out to eat dinner and, spend an expensive dinner, but you're like, hey, I'm getting 25 tier credits.
Not anymore, sucker.
It doesn't hurt as bad. Yeah. Now they're slashing it by, 86%, something crazy like that. So the fact that they didn't lower the requirements at all is pretty surprising when you're slashing that much. Like I said in the article when I wrote it up, I've never seen a devaluation this bad in one instance. Like they just completely gutted it, which is pretty surprising. I don't know what the game plan is there, but the perks that they're giving out aren't that valuable that, they need to go this drastic, I don't think.
Yeah, and the other thing we talked about with the gaming, like slots, you used to earn 10 tier credits per dollar played, and I think most slots anyway, and now that's, as we said, that's variable, so every slot machine is going to be different. The time of play, everything is going to factor into that. They also did away with the Platinum experience, which was, the elevated check-in experience, things like that, and the free tickets to like roller coaster or the Bellagio Art Gallery, stuff like that you used to be able to get. So overall, the big negative here is that it's a lot harder to earn status. Some positive is that there will be a few extra things. And I should mention that you've written up a series of articles on this, breaking down the program, the status match opportunities, which we're going to talk about right now, and any other sort of benefits and kind of everything that people should know. I'll put all of the links to those articles down in the description. But there is an opportunity with status match. A lot of people in the miles and points game like us have gold status just through Hyatt, if you have World of Hyatt Globalist status. But also MGM has been matching competitors in Vegas as well, other people with competing casino status, which you can then use to get some of these new benefits, right?
Yeah, they've been doing that. I think that ends the end of January unless they extend it. And you've always been able to do it at Borgata in Atlantic City. And the cool thing about doing it there is they would always give you like $100 in free play and, give you credits to use to go to the lounge and have breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, drinks and everything. So I don't know if that's going to still roll out, with all these combining because Borgata was always considered kind of like a separate entity. They had their own little unique rewards program thing. So it'll be interesting to see if that continues long term. It's been around forever. The one in Vegas, I wouldn't be surprised if they extend it, but as of now, I think it ends the end of January. So you do have a couple options there. The other big one is, of course, Hyatt status, which we've always said don't get the Mlife credit card that comes with Pearl status. Get the World of Hyatt credit card, which you can then match the Pearl status, and you get a free night at Hyatt every year for paying the annual fee of $95, which you can use at the resorts in Vegas or anywhere in the world that's a category 4 or less. So that's a good perk, usually worth $250, $300 right there. So those are some options for you. If you do have hotel status, then you can easily match it over, and you'll get not all of the perks, but you'll get the waived resort fee is what we're seeing. The show tickets, I'm not sure how that's going to play out yet. You might get some low end show tickets just for having status, but a lot of it's going to depend on games, and I think they'll give bigger gamblers better show tickets for sure.
Yeah, I've had gold status for many years now because of my World of Hyatt status, and it never really gets me much. Even like when I'm checking in the hotels, it doesn't get me really good upgrades in rooms. Yeah, it gets me free parking, but it hasn't been really great. But now with the waived resort fees, that's a significant savings. As you say, most properties in Vegas with tax and everything, you're looking at like $50 out the door per night. So just a few nights in Vegas, you're saving significantly. So I definitely think people should read your articles, but check out any opportunities that they can get if they can get up to that gold status tier, either through matching. I don't know about through spend, considering you have to spend almost $20,000 to get there legitimately. Yeah, you're not going to get the $100 celebration dinner or whatever, but that wave resort fee, the fact that they're doing that for match status is pretty cool. And I think it's probably one of the biggest opportunities for savings in the entire brand new MGM Rewards program.
I do wonder, in the next year or two, will they kind of make it so that you have to earn tier credits just to get that stuff? So take it while you can get it. When Caesars first started their match with Wyndham, you basically got everything that a regular Diamond got, and they've slowly kind of pulled back on some of that stuff, like lounge access. You have to use credits to get in and things like that. But they still give, waived resort fees. So I hope that they keep it there because that's what the competition's doing. But MGM, they love to play games and devalue. So who knows there? A big hit to Cosmo players. Cosmo was the most rewarding when it comes to spending on property to get status. And now MGM basically neutered that. So you're not going to be having that if you're a Cosmo lover. We haven't seen if they're going to keep the free parking or not. I would imagine they are. Free valet for higher end status, but that wasn't really explained out in the new program. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But if they take that away, that'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't expect that they will. I think that you'll see probably the parking benefits stay the same. But yeah, I mean, this is really sort of the new normal. It's a maturation of these rewards programs. We talked about it in previous shows. They're eliminating their biggest cost issues. The good news is like they really kind of leaked out the bad stuff first, and so we thought it was all going to be bad, and at least we got some good stuff, and I feel like that's a good thing, even though I was a little bit concerned watching some of the local media and local influencers cover this because they completely forgot about all the bad stuff once the shiny no resort fees came in. Everybody just sort of flew to that. Really happy about that, but we have to remember that for the average person who's not taking advantage of the matches, the average person coming to Vegas, it's going to require a lot more spend to get to these higher tier levels, and it's probably not rewarding for your gambling as much because you're not getting a fixed amount on slots. You're really up to whatever they determine that you get. Now, on the other side, this might free up marketing dollars for them to give more lucrative comp offers, the stuff that's not guaranteed, those show ticket offers, those other sort of experiential things. So hopefully we see more of that going forward with MGM Rewards as well.
I don't know about that because
yeah, exactly.
Resort fees
Perfect
are like
world.
their profit center, So I don't know how many are going to get it waived. This could be a small portion of their players and people that visit Vegas. So it might not be, it might be just good for media, but it's not really a huge hit to them. But the fact that, resort fees are such a huge profit center for them, especially people booking with third party and stuff like that, where they don't have to give a cut of the resort fees to the Expedias of the world. But, people booking directly, that's a way to save. Oh, yeah, we should mention that too. If you book through a third party, even if you have the status, you will not get the waived resort fees. That includes booking through Hyatt, using Hyatt points to stay there, booking through a third party site like an Expedia. So if you do have gold or above, make sure you book direct. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay that $50 fee. And that's pretty annoying, but it is what it is.
And as a reminder, we have all of our stuff laid out, not only all the details, but the analysis, breaking down in the terms, what works, what doesn't work, what you should expect come February 1st when MGM Rewards officially takes over for Mlife.
I fully expect to have to argue at the check-in to get it removed, at least in the beginning. So
yeah, it's even in the terms it's saying that you may have to go there to check in. So look forward to that. But that's a big savings. I'm excited for that. I know I have some stays this year. I wish it was for all bookings, but excited that we can do it on direct bookings. Excited that my gold status will remain. I feel like this is actually an improvement for me sitting here as somebody in my position. And I feel like if somebody really wants to spend the time to dig into this, there's definitely some upside for them. But for the average gambler, the average person spending on dining and hotel, I feel like you're getting less for your spend every day. And that's not just at MGM, that's at Caesars, that's elsewhere. But we'll continue to look for the best loyalty program in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, as you said, it's going away, Identity Rewards, leaving us whenever MGM closes on Cosmo. So any final thoughts, Mark, on MGM Rewards?
Hey, I'm looking forward to my trip in April. I'm staying at Bellagio. I had comp rooms. I was still gonna have to pay $100 in resort fees. Now I'm not gonna have to pay that. So I'm happy with that.
There you go.
It's a win for me.
All right. Well, it's good for us, I guess, this new program. But let us know what it is for you. Let us know what you guys think about MGM Rewards, the new benefits, the cut in the earnings on tier credits. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you love us. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.